movie that you can go see. You can count and play like a 1, 2, 3. Some like gloomy, some like goofy. Either way, we are obsessed with movies.
I don't care what the weatherman says. When the weatherman says it's raining, you'll never hear me complaining. I'm certain the sun will shine. I don't care how the weather vane points. When the weather vane points to gloomy, it's gotta be sunny to me. When your eyes look into mine. Jeepers, creepers, where'd you get those creepers? Jeepers, creepers, where'd you get those eyes?
Welcome back, everybody. We are obsessed with movies. I am Clayton Scott, and joining me is my co-host, Kevin Runyon.
It's nice to be back. It's been a while since we've done this, so hopefully we can just kind of get back into the flow of it. But
We never really had a flow.
yeah, that's
We've been trying
very
to find
true.
a flow, but we'll get it.
Yeah, we will.
So we've been talking and just decided kind of out of the blue to do Jeepers Creepers 3 because we both absolutely hate it.
Well, yeah, the third one for sure. Yes.
I'm a big fan of 1 and 2.
I was a big fan of 1, and I mean, 2 was not a terrible movie. Been a long time since I've watched either of them, but, you know, I love Justin Long. Wasn't that his first film?
No,
No?
I don't think so.
I felt like it was his first feature film, but maybe I'm wrong on that. But either way, the first one I thought was brilliant up until they showed that demon. And the demon kind of just spoiled things for me for most of the Jeepers Creepers franchise. So
Most people would agree with that. I still enjoyed it. 2's one of my favorites, honestly. I watch it all the time.
you have more of that nostalgic kind of attachment to it too, you know, with
Yeah, I
going
saw
to the
it.
movies when you were younger and
Yeah, I saw it with a girlfriend and everything. 3 does not make sense. It was super low budget. It was a limited release in in theaters, but then premiered on the Sci-Fi Channel.
right, like I mean, you're pretty much going to have to break down this movie for me. Because like I was so lost
It makes no sense.
from because like I understood the basic like story of the demon. Like he comes out every 23 years for 23 days to feed and harvest organs or body parts.
Yeah, I think he just feeds off certain parts of people that keep him.
I thought it was that he like replaced his own like with
He can.
other people's
But
parts.
he only does that in dire situations. I think it's more just about feeding, and there's certain parts of certain people that he likes, you know.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure in the second one he takes somebody's head to replace his head, so
Huh.
it's interesting. Not really. I
The-
find it interesting.
All right, so the timeline though of these films, this entire franchise, this I guess would you call it a trilogy, or is this movie so atrocious that you cannot
I think it's
Cap
the best
off.
it's gonna get for us.
really?
It's
You don't
set-
think that they'll actually do
The next installment's set for 2024.
but they've actually announced another installment.
Supposedly. I only found it one place. That's only one person was saying it.
Where do they have the gall
Right?
to assume they're gonna have funding for this film?
Jeepers Creepers 3 Cathedral was supposed to be...
It doesn't even deserve a title.
No.
It's-
Which, it doesn't make sense for it to be that when others have no other title,
It's
subtitle.
just Jeepers
into-
Creepers 1 and 2,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. So,
And the third one is called Cathedral because they burn a cathedral within like the first 15 or 20 minutes of the film or something like that.
it's like the first 5 minutes.
Oh, the
someone
first
says,
yeah.
he's burned the cathedral. And the one black sheriff says, yeah, we see he's getting rid of evidence. And that's like the last thing you hear about the cathedral. So
So do you think that in burning the cathedral, he released a spirit that haunted his truck?
absolutely not. I think the trucks
I
thing
really-
is so bad.
I
it's
really
stupid.
want to understand where this truck's magical powers are coming from.
I know.
I mean, I know we haven't discussed this truck yet. I'm just bringing it up because
Dude,
It-
there's so much.
it was such throughout the whole film while I was watching it. Like, no matter what was happening, in the back of my mind, I was going, but why is this truck? At least a quarter of the film had to have taken place within that haunted truck. And it's booby traps or I mean...
It's super badass. Never once did he use those.
Yeah, I don't remember. I remember a creepy, weird truck in the first and second one. Or
It was
in the
souped
second one,
up.
did he even have the...
He had the truck at one point.
Yeah, I remember it being super fast, but it just was like a rickety old truck that was super fast.
Yeah. I mean, because Justin Long says something in the first one about it's got to be souped up.
Yeah.
Never does he shoot a spear from it, like... Anyways, we're getting ahead of ourselves. But
Are we, though? Like, didn't that truck come into the picture pretty quick?
But, I mean, we've skipped crucial parts already.
Okay, well, so yeah, tell
I do want to say this. I have this thought. The first one should have been called Jeepers Creepers 3. Or Jeepers Creepers Cathedral. And then the second one should have been, like, Day's End. And then the third one should have been, like, Death Machine.
Why Day's End?
Because it's, like, the last day.
I mean, I guess, like, those are more sensible. I mean, or they could have just been Jeepers Creepers 1, 2, and 3. Did they, any of them
Absolutely.
need titles?
No,
So
it's not necessary, but I like mine better.
Yeah.
The movie starts actually 23 years prior to the events of the first and second film. I guess it's supposed to set the plot for the third film because it shows a young man stopping his truck while you see another guy being taken up by the creature. A knife or a hatchet or something falls, and then a hand. And it's the creature's hand. We don't find anything else out about that for probably another 15 minutes. So you're kind of left in the dark about that right away. Because then when you don't find out about the hand until it cuts, you're introduced to the grandmother.
Right, I was so confused by this hand.
It makes no sense. And
Why did
Oh
it
my
make her
God.
float?
it didn't make her float.
It did make her float. It did make her
She
float.
levitated.
They floated. Alright, I was flabbergasted. I did not understand what was going on.
She had this fucking hand has the strength to pull this lady up off the ground a good probably 3-4 feet. But the way she
So,
captured it was with a fucking pot.
The hand was pulling her up. That's,
Yeah, it,
that's
like,
what was
gripped-
happening. So she wasn't floating, but she was floating because how?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a magic hand. Like, the hand was not...
All right. Anyways, so after the scene with the young man, 23 years prior, we cut to the ending of the first one. Derry, it's a character played by Justin Long. If anybody's seen the first one, gets taken away by the creature, and then all the cops that were up there, they're shown running out to his truck, which we find out is booby trapped because like that spear shoots out and hits.
Yeah, from, like, the muffler.
Yeah,
Like,
the exhaust
how does
pipe
that
there.
spear that side... Like, alright, yeah.
I gotta go back to the point that this contraption was never once used at any other point. So why now bring it in? Especially when the timeline of this movie we're finding out takes place right after the first one. So, like, why wasn't it part of the second one? This truck's this badass and he just abandons it?
Right?
It doesn't make sense.
Is it because of the booby traps? Or are they booby traps? Or is this truck sentient?
It's booby trapped. I don't know.
It seems kind of sentient.
They don't really explain anything. And the problem here is I don't remember how the movie ends because I kept falling asleep.
I'd have
It'll
to
come to
really
me.
think about it. We'll get there. Yeah, because right now, I mean, we've barely cracked into this yet. We're after the guy. Do you even know his name? Ghost guy from the beginning, from 23 years prior.
No, I just
Prom
know
guy?
the prom guy, the young
Alright.
man.
So he's just prom guy.
I don't know really anybody's character names because it wasn't important enough to me to figure out.
I just remembered how it ends. But should we jump that far
No.
ahead?
But let's get rolling with it. So they find out it's booby trapped, and then all of a sudden, what is he, like a marshal, a U.S. marshal, or just like some mercenary guy?
I don't know.
He shows up. This black dude.
I thought he
shows
was
up.
a marshal or a former marshal, so maybe he is just he's just a guy. He's just one of those guys that's like, I know stuff about this demon for some inexplicable reason.
But he doesn't. That's the problem, is that everything they think they know never works. They fail at every point in this movie.
And here's, going back to the first film, didn't the song, that Jeepers Creepers, didn't that actually play some kind of a role?
Dude, that's in my notes. Not once in the first or second movie does that song play again, except in the third one, you hear one of the kids somewhere at the school or something say, "Oh, you mean the Jeepers Creepers guy?" And they're like, "What?" "Yeah, the song plays when he comes." Why would you even bring that up?
They said it in the third one?
Yeah, they say it.
Really?
It's part of the dialogue.
Oh my god.
Amongst
Because
the high
you don't hear
schoolers.
that song once. I remember it in the first film.
And they make it seem like it's such a
Because
strong
it came
plot
in on the
point.
radio, and it was playing on the old woman's
Yeah.
record player.
And
And,
she even says, "That's how you know he comes."
Exactly.
Never once happens again.
Yeah. And I felt like that song, and then playing on it in the first one, was a big thing to do with the title, Jeepers Creepers. So speaking of the titles, and you wanting to change it, maybe...
Well, I mean, just the subtitle to it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all I was thinking.
There was so much wrong with this film. It was so hard to pay attention to.
Big badass dude shows up and he claims that he knows what's going on. I mean, I don't know really where to go with him because he doesn't know anything. As they're talking, they freaking somehow have the truck towed without him knowing. Cut to the tow truck, his badass truck being cut off the tow truck, and here's where it comes into the magical powers. He somehow...
He steers the truck on top of it. Like
No, he cuts it loose, backs it off of the ramp, and then puts it in drive with his mind, and then drives away very slowly.
yeah.
While standing on top of this thing, not inside.
If I remember right, wasn't he going uphill also?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense at all.
The truck was such a big part of this film. I feel like they wanted to make this movie simply to put a truck in it. Like, to like, expand on the truck's
It's all over the
origin.
place.
Like,
it really is.
I
Like,
don't...
They never could find a real narrative throughout the whole
Yeah.
movie.
The truck was a character. I viewed the truck as its own character.
Pretty much it was. Now we see Grandma. They introduce this crazy bitch, and she's out there talking to herself. Come find out, she's actually talking to the dude that finds the hand, and I guess he was murdered. They don't show that, but they imply that he was murdered by the creature.
Can you shine some light on this ghost for me at all?
He's just there warning his grandma that this creature's going to come back for this buried hand.
But is he a ghost or is he just a figment of her imagination?
He's got to be a ghost. I believe he is.
But she's the only one who ever sees him.
Yeah, but I mean, in each film, there's always something like that.
There's always a ghost? I don't remember ghosts.
Or a warning of some sort. Because in the second one, the chick on the bus sees Derry, and then sees the little boy that was killed at the beginning. And they both telling him to go back.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know how they pick and choose who can see what, but he chose to warn his grandma that the creature's coming back. And why is the creature coming back for this hand that's been buried for 23 years?
And why did she have the hand? Was it her
Because
son's
he buried
hand?
it there.
Oh, so her son buried the hand. Whose
Before-
hand is this?
Just some random